morning, students. Welcome once again to an English class. I am Onyambu. Today, we are continuing with our sentence analysis in a deeper perspective, in a way to help us understand more on how we can rewrite sentences for grammatical purpose and also where we are writing our imaginative essays. Last time, we talked about inversion and we looked at the various instances that inversion can be used out there, and we're going to continue along that line of functions of inversions in various ways of a sentence. So let's go directly to our next function of inversion. Inversion can be used when the word so is emphatically used at the beginning of a sentence. This is especially when so is acting as an intensifier of an adjective at the beginning of a sentence. For example, so bright was he that he scored A's in all subjects. We are using the word so here to emphasize how bright this student was. So we use it together with the adjective in order to help us give the intensity the adjective required. So delicious was the meal that we couldn't leave. So we are emphasizing there the fact that the meal was so tasty. So cruel was the stepmother that she was traumatized in her entire life over there. So sick was the old man that he could hardly speak. So humorous was the story that the audience laughed uproariously. Essence here of the use of the word so here is to help intensify the action that is on, and it also helps us to intensify the adjective that are used there. You see, it follows the adjectives immediately, and they try to give it more intensity, and it helps you have a deeper meaning of how the adjective has been used. Another sentence there is so flimsy was his excuse that he ended up in jail. So it shows, instead of saying just flimsy, it helps you to intensify the fact that it was not just an ordinary flimsy, but it was gravely flimsy. Inversion can take a form of a question. At times, when we form questions, we usually have the normal word order in a sentence, which we start by an auxiliary that comes before the subject in a sentence. Consider, we could have lost the direction. If you are writing that as a question, it can also serve as an inversion. Could we have lost the direction? And when you look at that sentence, it does not only become a question, but it brings a feeling of kind of a speaker is wondering what he is doing, the way the direction they are taking. Is it the right one? So it helps you to have that feeling, the more intense feeling and the realization out there, other than just looking at it as a question out there. Another sentence is literacy can impede development. And we emphasizing that you can use inversion format. Can illiteracy impede development? He is an accomplished violinist. Is he an accomplished violinist? Effective planning will eradicate poverty. Will effective planning eradicate poverty? In that sentence, we are not only asking a question, but you realize there is a more urgent feeling on the weighing the whole matter at large, apart from just asking a question. Look at that. Is he an accomplished violinist? The speaker is wondering that he is not only asking, but wondering in himself that can the person referred in this sentence be able to play this instrument out there? The similar case about the planning to eradicate poverty. It is not that the speaker is worried about it, but the speaker wants to have a deeper, clear sense on how one can eradicate, if it is possible that poverty can be eradicated. Drug abuse can never be admitted as exonerating evidence. Can drug abuse ever be admitted as exonerating evidence? Here we should note that the WH question and the how structure of questions take the same format out there. These are those questions we call the interrogative questions. For example, when do we envisage South becoming self-reliant? What advantage has democracy brought to this country? Conditional clauses can be inverted as well. For example, if she were a corrupt person, she would take bribes. Was she a corrupt person? She will take bribes. Let's look at this sentence closely for us to understand that if you want to invert a conditional clause, you will only replace the auxiliary with the indicator of the conditional clause out there. For example, if, or we have replaced if, yet the rest of the structures has remained actually, and at the end is supposed to be a question mark, not a full stop out there. So this one also is a classical example of inversion. If we change our minds, we will inform you. Should we change our minds, we will inform you. They have vowed to resign if it had not been for their leader. Had it not been for their leader, mark that comma there, they would resign. They would have resigned out there. If we fail to attend the meeting, we will not forfeit our place on the committee. Should we fail to attend the meeting, we will forfeit our place on the committee. If I were the Minister for the National Security, I would ensure tighter security checks at the borders. And we want to invert that and say, were I a Minister of National Security, I would ensure tighter security checks at the borders out there. I would have drowned in the pool if my fiancé had not acted swiftly. If you want to invert that, therefore, it will be, had it not been for my fiancé's swift action, I would have drowned. Let's note here that conditional clauses are inverted when the conditional word is replaced by the appropriate auxiliary. And if we can look at this sentence out there, is what we are talking about. The if is what shows the condition in this sentence, and is the one that we have replaced in the second part of that sentence. Inversion is one of the ways that one can be able to rewrite a sentence. And especially when it comes to the grammar part of it, when we are writing paper 2 in a grammar section, you will be able to see sentences that you are instructed that invert the following sentence or start this sentence with a given word. As a student, you should be able to learn that that is actually an inverted sentence and write it appropriately. And with that, we come to the end of our lesson, and may you all be blessed too. Thank you so much.